It's a late night, and if you're not sleeping, you're jaking off. The Jaking Off Show is brought to you by Subway. It's mostly bread, and your fat ass is going to get those cookies anyway. Subway, not as healthy as you think. And don't try to impress the sandwich artist by thinking that you're this healthy person putting all these vegetables on the sandwich or whatever, because you're probably going to toss about more than half of it out because that shit ain't fresh, man. It's really not that good. Anyway, let's start the party. Alrighty. Whew, okay. Well, I just did a show for an audience of two. Two. Oh man. And you know, it's a humbling experience because one of these days I'm gonna get those late night spots at like 1 o'clock in the morning at some fucking club somewhere, and there's not going to be a lot of people. And fun fact, the two people in the audience were body modification artists, and I was doing jokes about girls with piercings and people with tattoos, and I had a joke about getting a tattoo of my dad, and there's actually nothing there because I don't see him. That's the fucking joke. But I didn't even know that these guys were on that level, and I got lucky. I got lucky by relating to them right away, and I did a pretty good job. But it's always slightly disappointing to perform in front of almost no one, despite promoting the show and getting your friends to go. And I've said this before, it's like pulling teeth, and I try really hard not to take it personal. I try really hard not to be upset by it, because there are people that tell me, "Oh, I'll go, I'll be there, I'll bring friends," and then they don't show up. And life happens, maybe there's an emergency or a something more important, family stuff like that. I get that. But it still irks me because you're giving me your word. And when you don't give me your word, you come off as a flaky person. And here's another thing. I don't have control over what days I book a gig. I have no control. So if if you're one of those people that ask me, "Oh, why don't you do a show on a Tuesday, or why don't you do it on a Thursday?" And I'm like, "No, I don't know. I don't have that kind of pull. I'm not in control of that. What I am in control of is leaving a thank you note post show for, say, the bookers at Flappers. So when they get me for a show, I always thank them after the show, either in person or in an email. Thank you. Hope to be on again. And with bookers at local bars and clubs, I get in contact with who I can get in contact with people that I already know that are in the scene, and they have dates that are available and dates that are not. Monday nights, 11 o'clock, I'm more reluctant to take those because it's the beginning of the week and that's just going to be a bomb. And I shouldn't, I shouldn't think that right away because you're going to bomb. It's going to happen. But who's going to come to a bar on a Monday night? Nobody, hardly anyone. But that's the challenge. I've done those kinds of shows, and you want to get the attention of the people that don't know that there's a comedy show going on. You want to turn heads at the bar. That's what you want to do. Excuse me, that's a very rude sound. I'm drinking a goddamn energy drink, which is very bad for me. I have to stop. It's very, very bad. Those monsters are going to kill me, man. I'm going to have a heart attack before I'm 30. And I'm almost 30. Fingers crossed, God forbid. If there is one. God, don't give me a heart attack. Please don't. It's not how I want to go out. But yeah, I try not to take it personal. I try to promote and let people know where, when I'm going to be on stage. Speaking of, there's a couple of dates On the 7th, I'm at the Springbok in Van Nuys. Google it, look it up. You're smart. That's a 9:30 show. It's a free show too. Good food, good drinks, good times. Catch me at the Springbok July 7th. You can also catch me at Flappers on July 18th at 7:30. That is in the Yoo-Hoo room. Tickets are $10 for that. You can go to my Instagram, Jake L. Bassi, for more information on that when I post it. I should post that soon. I got to do that. And on the 19th, the very next day, I'm at Sal's Restaurant, the Meatballs of Comedy. Now, Sal's Restaurant, it's on Melrose in Hollywood. It's over the hill, and don't let that deter you from going to that show, because that show is also free. And much to my dismay, it wasn't a hot night tonight. It wasn't a hot night. It was the guy that runs it, Joey Cerise, great guy, love him. I'm very happy that he has a spot for me, and I'm grateful eternally. I help him set up. I do my part because I want to get on stage as much as possible, and he's got something going, and it's an upstart, and it's small now, but it will grow, and I want to help him help me grow as a comic as well. And he's a veteran. He's been in it for a while, so I think he knows what he's talking about. He's a good guy. He keeps me in a good place. He's a very good guy. Yeah. So this restaurant, it's been a comedy place for many years, but there's a back area of it. This place serves breakfast all fucking day, by the way, dude. Where can you go wrong? Breakfast all day and free comedy? Where can you go wrong? I should plug this place more. And not only that, they got really good pizza too. But yeah, there's a whole back room. It could fill maybe 50 to 60 people. Tell your friends that want to come out and see free comedy. It's not even just me. There's other killer comics, but unfortunately, it was just me. I guess July 4th is coming up and people are going on vacation. There's no school. Everyone's graduated. This is that time where people want to kind of stay in or go somewhere else. It's also Pride Month, and in Hollywood, I noticed there's a lot of people wearing rainbow stuff. So like there's events like that going on, and I think it's the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, I think. So there was probably a bunch of other events going on for that sort of thing, which is cool. That's fine. I got nothing against it. It's all good. But just not a hot night. Not a hot night at Sal's Restaurant or Sal's Comedy Hole. And they have open mics and other shows there, but I'm there Friday nights. Second Friday of every month they have like some jazz thing or something. So we're dark. We're dark there because July 4th is on a Thursday. Friday's the 5th. We're dark there. We're dark on the 12th. And then the 19th, we're back at Sal's Comedy Hole doing that. And Joey asked me to be clean tonight, which was a challenge for me. I cuss like a sailor, man. It's really, it's not the best characteristic I have, or if you're into that, maybe it is. But he told me to work clean, so I had to stop, restrict myself with language, and not get too into the shit jokes, the sex jokes, the drug jokes, and I was teetering on the edge. Which he laughed at the joke, which was great. I matched with a transgender girl on Tinder, which is fine. I'm open-minded because girls nowadays are like a box of chocolates. Some of them have nuts. And I even left my hand out, just kind of like seesawing it, going like, Joey, that one's on the edge. I apologize, but shoot, man. Give me a sign here. When you say clean, how clean are we talking here? Are we talking Mormon clean? Are we just doing no cussing? I teetered on the edge. I was testing him a little bit. But this is an important exercise to have a clean version of an act, because it's going to be good for the future. And there's going to be a huge festival in October, this Italian festival, and there's going to be comedy, there's going to be music, there's going to be arts, there's going to be food. Of course, there's going to be food. But yeah, and that's going to attract all ages. So you want to be clean for that. So it's good to practice that. And it was kind of like he let me know earlier today, and I'm like, oh God, what can I adjust? What subjects can I cover without being too crass and all of that? And it's not easy. It's not easy, and I definitely forgot to like say a few things that I wanted to try out that were new. And I don't know if this is true for any other comics listening, but you go up on stage with a plan, right? You know what you're going to say, you know where you're going to go, you know what you're going to do. But somewhere along the line, there's going to be one or two jokes that that kill, and for some reason you just forget, or it goes over. It happens. It happens to everyone, I'm pretty sure. And I get disappointed in myself. And I've said before, I held myself in high regard. I give myself very high expectations. And I go off stage and I'm like, shit, I forgot to say that one joke that I knew was going to work on the one lovely couple that was sitting in the corner. Oh, who am I kidding? It was fun, man. I shouldn't be so hard on myself like that. That's an old habit, an old bad habit that I have to work on, and I'm trying really hard to give myself some goddamn praise once in a while, saying you did a good job, because Joey told me you did a good job, your delivery was on point, you're very funny, and I'm thinking like, you fucking liar, you're just you're just giving me like positive reinforcement, which is fine, like I appreciate it, but like you're lying to me. I don't think he's lying to me, but that's just me telling myself like, oh, he's bullshitting you, just trying to make you feel better. Like, oh, that set sucked or whatever. Like, I'm always so hypercritical, and I really have to work on that. It's probably because I've always been disappointed in in my shortcomings and what I've been through. I've always expected the worst, yet still hoped for the best. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of bad, but at the same time, it's good to know about Murphy's Law and knowing every scenario that could go wrong and being prepared for it. So when shit does go down, it can be handled in a manner that is not through panic or anything like that. It's always good to have an escape plan. You know, let's say, and this is terrible. You're in a restaurant, you're on a date. It's a good time. There's good food. And all of a sudden, there's fucking gunmen rushing into the restaurant. They're just mowing everybody down. It's just fucking horrible. Where are you gonna go? Where's the exit? Where's the closest? And it's a terrible thing to think about. It really is. But you have to have an escape plan. You got to know what to do in that millisecond when when something like that happens. You hit the deck. Do you rush the guy? Like, where are you? Are you close to the window and shit like that? It's really terrible when that runs through my mind, or when I'm walking down the street, or someone's walking towards me. Is this guy gonna be crazy? Is he gonna fucking stab me? Is he gonna shoot me? Or are we gonna keep walking? What's gonna happen? I get really tense. I tense up, like I'm ready to fight and I'm ready to defend myself just in case. And I'm always like, I'll wear my keys in my knuckles like I'm fucking Discount Wolverine or some shit, And I always get so tense and pent up with this intensity, like somebody's going to do me wrong, something bad is going to happen. I walk around like something bad is going to happen all the time, and it's not a good look for me at all. It's really not. I need to even if someone says like, "Oh no, you seem fine." No, I am damn near a panic attack most times. I've been told that I'm nice and relaxed on stage, and like that's good to hear. That's something I'm always working on, but in the back of my head, I am very close to losing it and breaking down. Because I get stage fright, man. I get stage fright like a motherfucker. And it's because I care about my content and I care about how I'm going to say something. I always got like that, even in acting. It's a script, you're a character, it's a monologue or what have you. The words are all there, but the moment before is always shit, 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 fuck, fuck, fuck. What do I do? What if I freeze? What happens then? I don't know what to do. And then all those thoughts just disappear, and then once I hit the microphone or once the lights are on me or when action is called, what have you, then for some magical reason, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. And I know what I'm doing. But in the moments before that, I am a mess. I don't even want you to see me when before I go up. That room at Sal's, there's there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide. I don't want to be seen. When my mom and my brother saw me at Flappers in April, I didn't want them to see me, and they're like, "Oh, come, let's hang out, let's have some food." I'm like, "No, no, 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 I can't." They'll tell you, like, they're like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'm just thinking about the show. I'm just concerned and about the show." They're like, "Oh, you'll do fine." I'm like, "I know I'll do fine, but I need to be alone. I need to keep myself collected. I need to stay calm." And the guy that goes up before me that I'm following, I'm paying attention to what he or she is saying, and I'm jumping up and down, trying to keep myself hyped up, to keep the energy levels high. And I'm not physically active on stage, really. I just try to keep it together, and it's harder than it looks, man. Performance is not, it's not just going up there and shooting the shit. you know it's a performance, it's an act, and I worry about it so much because I care about it so much. I used to not give a fuck when I first started at the Sportsman's Lodge all those years ago. I did stand up in high school. While I was in high school, because I started when I was 14, and I stopped when I was about 17 because I got discouraged from it, and I shifted gears, and I started focusing on other things. But during that time, I kind of didn't give a fuck because it's a jokey joke environment. All the other comedians were fully grown adults, and I'm a teenager joking about the Bush administration and how I don't know my dad, and like real dark fucked up shit. And I didn't want to be clean, but this was all coming out of a teenager's mouth that couldn't vote, who was cussing left and right. And back then Joey didn't really like it. I'm a I'm a grown ass man now, and I can kind of say whatever. But political humor coming from a 16-year-old, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, but I wasn't taken seriously, and I understand that now. Um, but yeah, I did that for a while, and there was an element of not giving a fuck. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go up there and talk and like say some funny shit like I do all the time. But now I have more experience in performing arts, music, acting, uh, stuff like that. I've I've developed more as a person, and so now I care because my heart and soul is in it now, and it's what I want to do. It's what I have to do. I don't have any other. I don't have any other option. I mean, there's the jobs that pay the rent and all that, and that's not glorifying. But as long as I can get on stage and do this podcast and be creative, then I'm happy. I'm happy. That's all I care about. I just want to be happy. The money will come later. whenever that is. I don't care. It will show up on its own. This is what I want to do. And speaking of podcasts, I will have a guest. I will have guests eventually, soon. There's just some equipment that I need to buy. Uh, you know, just some other stuff. I need another mic. I need another power supply for my second microphone, and I need another stand for it. Unless said guest wants to just hold the microphone, but no, I want them to be comfortable. I want to have my musician friends on. I want to have my actor friends on. I want to have uh, a couple of business owners on. Um, a little bit about health. I joined a gym about 2 years ago, and 2 years ago I was getting symptoms of ulcerative colitis, which I had been diagnosed with last year, and I was in a really bad place health wise. I was losing a lot of weight. I was getting really pale. I had to stop drinking. I had to stop eating like crap because I was being destroyed from the inside out. My body was collapsing. My insides were bleeding, and it felt like knives going through me all the time, and it happened so suddenly. I thought, oh, maybe I just ate bad food or something, and the diarrhea will go away in about a week or so. It never went away. It never went away. And I was at death's door, and this gym that I joined across the street from my old job saved my life. And I want to get into further details with that, with the owner of that gym once I have her on. Once that gets mapped out and planned out, and I want to spend about half hour, maybe 45 minutes talking about how this gym saved my life, and the benefits of cryotherapy and being in shape and eating clean. I had to force myself to eat clean and exercise regularly. I never saw myself as a gym rat. And I'm not buff or anything like that. I'm lean. I appear healthy. I appear well adjusted and put together. I'm really not. I'm in a lot of pain all the time, and regularly working out and putting my body through physical stress and doing cryotherapy has helped that so much. It's, like I said, it saved my life. I don't know what I would do without it. I probably wouldn't be here. I don't know, but I'm eternally grateful for Peak Performance and Recovery, which is the name of the gym. I can't wait to have them on. I can't wait because I love that place. I really do. It matters so much to me, and it changed my life. It really did. I'm so glad they were there. I really hope that business grows too, because they only have one location. It's in Sherman Oaks, and it's such a cool place, man. It's a small gym. It's a little bit more expensive than your average place like LA Fitness or 24 Hour or whatever. It's a little on the pricier side, but it's like small. It's more private. They have sauna, infrared sauna. They have localized cryotherapy and whole body. They have a full gym. They have high intensity interval training classes, which I do. They have kickboxing classes. They have all this shit. They have all this cool stuff, man. That can really get your ass into gear. If you wanna have that summer bod, if you wanna have those abs, if you wanna be in great shape, get your ass over to Peak Performance, man. And if not Peak, somewhere in your neighborhood, just join a gym, or if a floor is a perfectly good place to work out on. Look up some ab exercises, or buy some dumbbells or something. Just clean your room, stop playing video games, and get in shape. There's too many Americans that are out of shape, and it makes us look bad. You got to take care of yourself, because as far as we all know, you only have one body and one life. You got to take care of it. There's too many things that can go wrong, so you need to make sure that everything's working and that things are going right for you. That type 2 diabetes, that other gut problems similar to what I have. I don't know how I got it, but it's probably from drinking a lot of alcohol and eating a lot of junk food that eventually my body was just going, no, this stops. we're gonna die now. And I had to get out of that. Anyhow, that's Climax. We came a little inside, and that's the Jaking Off show. Again, show dates the 7th at the Springbok, the 18th at Flappers. Tickets are $10 for that. Springbok show is free. And the 19th, Sal's Restaurant, the Meatballs of Comedy, free show. Follow me on Instagram, Jake L. Bassi, to get updated on all shows and what I'm doing. And I hope to see you at a show. And I hope to see you laugh and have a good time. Because that's all I really want from you, is laugh, have a good time. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube slash what the fuck? I don't even know. Just YouTube search Jake Bassi. You'll find this channel. And tell your friends. Signing off.